late. Morgan is going to be forced to punt from their own 25-yard line.
And the punter is Nicholas O'Shea, a low punt. Let's see, Baker going to field. Oh, it goes past Baker, and it's still bouncing. He picks it up at the 20-yard line, breaks a tackle, and is brought down. Boy, at the 12-yard line, a costly mistake, Al, by Baker.
You know, we mentioned this down the last game the Aggies played against Gardner-Webb. That one of the things that you want to avoid, if possible, if you're receiving a punt, don't let the ball hit the ground. You always have the option of making a fair catch. That time it was a low punt. He had no choice there, but by the time he tried to recover, the Morgan punt team was down the field. Aggies going to put the ball, first possession, on about their own 11-yard line.
Wow. So Lamar Raynard, the redshirt senior, is the quarterback from High Point for A&T. 1st and 10 for the Aggies. They have it at their own 12-yard line. 12:04 remaining here in the first quarter. We have no score. It's the first possession for the Aggies. Raynard has the snap, and he gives it to Cartwright. Cartwright off the left side looking for some running room and has some across the 15-yard line and brought down at the 17-yard line. And the Aggies picking up where they left off 2 weeks ago, a gain of 5.
Off that left side, left tackle, Marcus Pettiford, along with Markel Hardy. Excellent job of blocking at the point of attack. Cartwright found a little seam, able to pick up positive yards on first down.
Out of the gun again for Raynard on second down. He has 3 receivers, 2 to the near side. A&T is moving left to right. Raynard, the quarterback, now going to change the play at the line of scrimmage. 10 seconds on the play clock. Plenty of time for the Aggies. Raynard calls for the snap. He has it. Going to drop back. Fires across the middle. Caught. It looks like that is Hunt with the football across the 20-yard line and going to be brought down at about the 22-yard line. He's going to be close to an A&T first down.
Morgan State on the outside, respecting the speed of the Aggie receivers. Dropping back, playing a soft zone. Hunt read it right away, found the open area, and just sat down.
Correction, that is A&T.
Ball was delivered on time. First down, A&T.
Gain of 6. Remember, Ron Hunt had his best day as an Aggie 2 weeks ago as he had 7 receptions to lead A&T in the ball game. 1st and 10 for the Aggies as they have it at their own 22. Offset eye, this time Raynard under center. The give is to Cartwright off the left side. He is chased down from behind and brought down. And that was a good play. That was Rico Kennedy. We mentioned his name in the open. He makes another tackle for loss for the Bears.
That was an excellent read by Kennedy at that time, who came from his offside linebacker position. Ball was handed off deep to Cartwright. Kennedy read it, able to stop him for a 2-yard loss.
2nd and 12, ball at the 20-yard line. Raynard out of the gun, 3 receivers, all to the near side. Now he's going to look to the sideline for the play. Plenty of time on the play clock. 11 seconds is what it reads as he has Marquell Cartwright, the first team all MEAC, running back to his left. Now here comes Wilson in motion back to the left side. Rolling to his right is Raynard. Throws and incomplete. He was looking for Wilson on the out.
You said Wilson came in short motion, ran about an 8-10 square out. Raynard unable to get the ball to him. As a result, Aggies facing their first big challenge of the game. 3rd down and about 12.
9:55 left here in the first quarter. 3rd and 12 for the Aggies. We have no score. It's the first possession of the game for A&T as they started from its own 12-yard line. Raynard out of the gun, has 4 receivers, has the snap. Raynard in the pocket, fires across the middle, and it is incomplete as he was looking for his intended receiver, Isaiah Hicklin, and the Aggies going to be forced to punt.
Again, great pass protection by the Aggie front 5. Raynard had plenty of time to throw. Again, looking for Hicklin coming on a little crossing route. Ball was thrown a little bit behind him. At any rate, he was unable to bring it in. Aggies looking at their first punt of the ball game.
And as both Al and Billy mentioned in the opening, punting has been extremely outstanding, quite frankly, for the Aggies. A high snap, and just able to get it off was Michael Rivers. It's a short punt and is going to be downed at about the 49-yard line of Morgan State. So that was only about a 31-yard punt, but you had a situation where Rivers was under duress, and it was a bad snap.
No doubt about it. The Bears came out that time in a punt block formation. They overloaded the one side of the field, and Rivers was very lucky that he indeed did get that punt off, but he was able to do so, and as a result, Morgan State's offense will put the ball in play on their own 49-yard line.
Well, Al, one of the things that both teams have suffered so far in this game, and we're really early with only 9 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the first quarter, both teams have put themselves in third and long situations. And it's going to be very difficult for both teams, not only Morgan State but for A&T, to continuously put themselves in third and long situations. A&T, an outstanding defensive team, and they really don't want to. Morgan really wants to stay out of third and long situations. So far, they have been very difficult to run the ball, and the passing has not been the greatest. So they need to stay out of third and long situations. That's both teams.
And, as we talked about earlier, the importance of the offensive line play, the pass protection at time was excellent, Billy. Raynard had plenty of time to throw. He had plenty of room in the pocket. And one of the routes, he got the ball behind the receiver and was unable to pick up a first down. So if the Aggies can continue to give him good protection, hopefully we can get some positive results out of this passing game.
Well, since we have a small break, Al, we would like everyone to know that in MEAC action today, we'll try to get some scores for you. Savannah State's at FAMU, Norfolk State's in Orangeburg against South Carolina State. The Circle City Classic is Bethune-Cookman and Howard. And, of course, North Carolina Central made the short trip down the street to take on the Blue Devils of Duke.
9:40 remaining here in the first quarter. Donald Ware, Al Swan, and Billy Covington. We're at BB&T Stadium here on the campus of North Carolina A&T in Greensboro, North Carolina. No score between A&T and the Bears, the Bears with their second possession of the ball game. DeAndre Harris is the quarterback. Out of the gun, 1st and 10. The give is to Chase off the right side. Chase piles his way forward into Aggie territory. Drop at the 49-yard line after a gain of 2.
It looks like we have an injured Bear on the field, Donald.
Yeah, one of the offensive linemen, and Chase may have come down on it.
Well, while we got a minute, Don, we have got to, here on the Aggie Sports Network, extend our condolences to an outstanding coach here at North Carolina A&T, and Donald Corbett, who passed away last week. He was funeralized last Wednesday. But Don Corbett did an outstanding job here on the basketball trail here at North Carolina A&T. He had a pipeline to New York and New Jersey and Philadelphia. He had some outstanding teams. I think he went 7 or 8 consecutive years at NCAA. That's only topped by the Kentucky Wildcats. But Don was outstanding here at A&T, and he will be surely missed.
Yeah, I echo that sentiment. Had a chance at least once or twice to really talk with him and learned a whole lot. Him and Cal Irvin. And in with respect to both of them, sort of the timeline in which they both passed, not that far apart from each other. So definitely our thoughts and prayers are with the Corbett family. 2nd and 8 as we resume action for the Aggies. The ball is at the A&T 49-yard line. Morgan State with possession as Harris is the quarterback, sends his tight end in motion to the right. Harris drops back. He's going to fire. Looking deep down the right side, and it's going to be incomplete. He overthrew his intended receiver, Bailey, and as you mentioned, Al, he had him open.
Manasseh Bailey, from his wide receiver position, just ran a straight streak pattern, got behind the Aggie defense, had about a 2-step opening, but the ball was overthrown. So we are looking at 3rd and about 8 for Morgan on the A&T side of the 50.
And the philosophy, of course, of A&T has been able to stop the run, but it is at times made them susceptible to the pass as they were there, as Harris just could not quite get it to Bailey. Harris has it again on 3rd down. Under pressure, he's sacked. That's Darrell Johnson with another big sack. Darrell Johnson, the first team All-MEAC defensive end, making the play for A&T.
Johnson that time just used a beautiful speed rush, just came straight up the field. Offensive tackle could not pick him up. Big sack for A&T, Morgan State forced the punt.
Nicholas O'Shea is the punter. He got off a pretty good one the last time. It ended up being a pretty good punt because it got past Baker as Kashawn Baker stands in single safety at the 22. He's going to try to kick it away from Baker, and Baker is going to go out of bounds as it takes a bounce inbounds first and then goes out of bounds at the 18-yard line. And so you have a situation for Morgan State where O'Shea gets the job done and pins the Aggies inside the 20.
You're exactly right about that, Donald, in terms of his punting technique is a little unusual. It's almost like a rugby-style punter, but he has done a really effective job of putting the ball in a situation where the return man for A&T can't get it. And so as a result, Aggies first and 10 from their own 18-yard line.
Jermaine Martin is the lone setback with Raynard out of the gun. And the give is to Martin, has a blocker. Martin cutting back across the 20-yard line, still on his feet. He's hard to drag down and carries a defender to the 22-yard line. A tough gain of 4. Of course, Martin 2 weeks ago had 93 yards rushing.
Excellent job at the point of attack by the right side of the A&T offensive line that time. Mika Shaw and Dante Keys able to pick up about 5 yards. Aggies looking at 2nd and 5.
Ball at the 23-yard line, split backfield. Raynard out of the gun, has 2 receivers, 1 to either side. Raynard has the snap. The give is to Martin again. Martin this time not much doing and may have lost a yard on the play as Morgan State was swarming. And in on the tackle for the Bears was Ian McBurrow.
Little counter action that time tried by the Aggies. Morgan had it well defended. As a result, there's a loss of about a yard. Aggies looking at 3rd down, and they need about 6 yards for a first down.
Ball at we'll call it the 23, or the 22, actually, the 22-yard line as the Bears the Aggies, that is, look near side for the play. Play clock is at 6 for Raynard. He has Marquel Cartwright to his left as Raynard has the snap. Fires, and it's incomplete. He was looking middle of the field for Cartwright, and he overthrew Cartwright, and the Aggies going to be forced to punt.
Again, trying to hit Cartwright with a little drag route coming out of the backfield. Well defended by Morgan State. They picked it up early. As a result, incomplete pass. Aggies forced to punt for the 2nd time in last 2 possessions.
Jordan Cofield stands in single safety for the Morgan State Bears at the 45-yard line, or at his own 45-yard line, and Michael Rivers, the punter for North Carolina A&T. As Rivers has it, the rush is on, and he gets off a boomer. Wow, this sends Jordan all the way back to the 33-yard line. Makes the first man miss, still on his feet, and is brought down across the 35-yard line to the 37. A booming punt by Michael Rivers, who continues to show his value in the punting game for the Aggies.
That was an excellent job by Rivers that time, Donald, because Morgan State had 10 men on the line of scrimmage. And, again, they were lined up in a punt block formation. But, again, great snap by the snapper. Rivers got the ball in the air. Excellent punt. Morgan State now will put the ball in play on their own 36-yard line.
6:47 remaining here in the first quarter. We're going to step aside and take a 60-second timeout. Come back as A&T 0, Morgan State 0. You're listening to Aggie Football on the Aggie Sports Radio Network.
GM Financial.
Back to live action here at BB&T Stadium. Morgan State has possession of the football, 1st and 10 from its own 37, moving right to left. It's a keeper by Harris. Harris with the football midfield and pulls his way forward before Jamal Darden finally brings him down. And an excellent play call there by the Bears and nets them a big gain.
First time the Aggies have seen that spread option. Quarterback for Morgan. Excellent read, kept it, picked up a big first down.
Gain of 16, but nothing doing this time as Chase is cut down by A&T. And Julian McKnight on the tackle for the Aggies.
Again, that Aggie front four just doing an excellent job of controlling the line of scrimmage. Nowhere for the running back for Morgan to go. Loss of about 2.5, 3 yards. Second down for Morgan, looking at about 12 yards for a first down.
It was actually Jordan Riggins on that last carry as Harris has the snap under pressure. Fires, has a receiver, but couldn't hit the intended receiver. It goes incomplete. He was looking for Deontay White, threw it behind him, and it's going to bring up another third down situation for Morgan State.
Again, you're right, Don. White was wide open, found a crease in that Aggie zone, and quarterback for Morgan was just simply unable to get the ball to him. Harris threw it a little behind him. Big break for A&T. Third and about 12 for the Bears of Morgan State.
Morgan State able to convert on a third down via penalty a little bit early on as Harris has it, and the give is to the back, and he's loose trying to break a tackle, and he can't. But that's an outstanding open field tackle by A&T's Antoine Wilder as Riggins looking to get loose again, and the Bears once again going to be forced to punt.
Interesting call by Morgan. Third down and long. They elected to run the football, try to get outside against that Aggie defense, which has been very, very tough to do for any team this year. Unable to do so, Morgan forced to punt, fourth down.
It's going to be Nicholas O'Shea once again punting, and again in single safety for North Carolina A&T is Kashawn Baker. He stands at the 10, high punt. The Aggies are coming, and O'Shea gets it off, and Baker catches it, calls for the fair catch, and makes it just shy of the 15-yard line. 5 minutes remaining here in the first quarter, and we're going to keep it right here as A&T going to have possession. First and 10 from its own 14-yard line. We have no score.
Go ahead, Billy.
Al, Morgan is playing a
Can't beat them. The all-new 2019 Infiniti QX50. There's nothing traditional about it.
15-yard line. Let's see what the Aggies able to do on this possession. Lamar Raynard, the redshirt senior from High Point, North Carolina, is the quarterback. And his lone setback is Martin, who now moves to his right again. A&T moving left to right. Play clock down to 4. Now Martin moves back to the left as Raynard has the snap. Gives it off to Martin. Dashes in and out. Cuts back. Oh, a penalty marker comes out. Breaks a tackle across the 25-yard line and tackled just short of the 30. It would be enough for an A&T first down, but let's check the penalty marker.
Excellent run by Martin, but again, when the guy with the white hat throws the flag, it's usually against the offensive line. And let's see what the call, early indications, is that it's going to be against the Aggies of A&T.
Good run there by Martin as he picked up where he left off the game 2 weeks ago. And it is a holding call against A&T, and it goes against Quinzel Lockhart, the redshirt freshman from Havelock. As a matter of fact, we want to say hopefully that speaking of Havelock and those cities and so forth down in the southeast, we just want to give a big shout out to those particular cities and just praying for those affected by Hurricane Florence. So the Aggies back up, first and 17 now. 3-step drop, and the ball is low to the far sideline, incomplete to Baker. And I tell you what, Raynard is off a little bit here.
That was not a good pass that time. They ran Baker on a little motion that time, tried to get him out in the open one-on-one, and it was easily thrown pass, but again, the ball was thrown at his feet, unable to corral, bring it in. Aggies now looking at second and long.
Ball is at the 7-yard line as the Aggies need 17 yards for a first down. Raynard once again out of the gun, and the give is to Cartwright. Cartwright finds a hole across the 15-yard line and brought down at the 17-yard line, so that's going to be a gain of 10 for Cartwright, the best run of the afternoon for A&T.
Big boys on the left side of the Aggie offensive line that time.
Gain of 9 yards.
Pettiford, Hardy, excellent job. Cartwright picked up about 10. Aggies now looking at third down, and they need about 7 yards for a first down.
As the ball is at their 18-yard line. Raynard out of the gun, has the snap. He's under pressure, looks, fires. Oh, a dangerous pass, and it's almost picked off, and it goes incomplete as Raynard was under a big rush from the Bears. Rico Kennedy, we've talked about him. We talked about him in the pregame, an All-American linebacker putting on the pressure, and the Aggies going to be forced to punt.
You're exactly right, Don. Aggies were very, very fortunate. Kennedy came with a blitz from the outside linebacker position, got in Raynard's face early. Raynard was very fortunate that pass was not picked off. At any rate, 4th down, Aggies forced to punt again.
Michael Rivers to punt in single safety for the Bears is Cofield. As Rivers gets off another good punt, but Cofield going to have a chance to return. Loses the football. The football is still loose, and A&T has recovered. Cofield tried to pick it up again at about the 43-yard line, lost it once again, and A&T was all over it.
Special team play, Billy.
Yep.
Special team play, excellent special team play by the Aggies. Started with an excellent punt by Rivers. Great coverage by that Aggie punt team. Forced the fumble, recovered the fumble. As a result, the Aggies got the offense has the ball with 1st down in great field position.
Well, I think you may see a little different offensive play calling now since we're not in the shadows of our own goalpost. We have the ball 1st and 10 on the 37. We're going downhill, so we'll see what the play call is now.
Artavius Richardson making the fumble recovery for the A&T. Offset eye, Raynard under center. It's a play fake. He's looking to go up top. He has a man looking for Bell. Oh, and it's picked off. He underthrew him, and it was picked off by the Bears. Dante Small had 3 interceptions last week. He now has 4 in the last 2.
Bell was open that time, over the middle, headed toward the end zone. As you said, the ball was a little underthrown, but just an excellent recovery by that Morgan defender that you just mentioned. And the Aggies unable to take advantage of that big turnover. And Morgan State, great interception. Aggie defense back on the field.
Good play call, right? Like when you get a turnover like that, you want to kind of go up top. It was a good play fake, and it's just Raynard just threw it short.
The ball was definitely underthrown. Bell was open, had a couple of steps on the defender. Raynard hung the ball up long enough for the safety for Morgan to come over and make a great interception. Morgan State 1st down on their own 20-yard line.
Harris, the quarterback, to his left is Riggins. The give is to Riggins off the left side, and he has nowhere to go. He's just not going to run on the Bears very often, maybe every now and again, but Justin Cates in on the tackle for the Aggies.
And Don, we got to watch out for that read option there. They ran it one time for a lot of success, so we have to watch out for the read option.
No gain. On the play is going to bring up 2nd and 10 for Morgan State as they have it at their own 20-yard line. Harris, the quarterback, out of the gun with 4 receivers, has the snap. He has some time. Now going to tuck it, and run, and is pulled down from behind as he got across the 25-yard line and is brought down at the 27.
Excellent pass defense by Aggie secondary. We've talked about those cornerbacks all year. Abram and, of course, Mac McCain find themselves playing man-to-man coverage a lot, as they did that time. Deliver 3rd down and about 4 for Morgan State.
Ball at the 27. Harris, 3-step drop, fires near or far sideline and is caught at the 30-yard line, and he has a 1st down as he's pulled down from behind. And the receiver is Manessa Bailey. And so a 1st down for Morgan State.
Smart call by Morgan State that time. Only needed about 3-4 yards for a 1st down. Aggie corner, man-to-man, played a little soft. Outside receiver just ran a little 5-yard square out. Ball was delivered on time. 1st down, Morgan State.
And the give is to Riggins, this time going far sideline, and is able to pick up some yards running out of bounds. He's out of bounds at the 35-yard line. He picks up a gain of 4.
Morgan State that time able to break containment on the outside. Picked up about a couple of yards. Ball is on the 34-yard line of Morgan State. They're looking at second and about 8 yards for a first down.
Morgan State, the Bears moving right to left. Harris is the quarterback again, has 4 receivers. The Aggies showing blitz. They come, and the ball is dropped as the receiver for the Bears heard footsteps. Charles Kelly with the alligator arms there, Al.
No doubt about it. It was an excellent design play, a little play action in the backfield. Held those Aggie linebackers. Inside receiver ran a quick slant, wide open. The ball was delivered on time, on the money, unable to pick it up, fortunately for A&T. Third down and about 8 yards for a first down for Morgan State.
Ball is on the right hash as the Bears have it at their own 34-yard line. As Harris has the snap, delayed blitz is coming. Harris looking one-on-one down the far sideline. It's going to be incomplete, and that's good coverage there by the Aggies. The intended receiver was Corey Holmes.
Again, those Aggie cornerbacks, we've talked about them all year. Tamadre Abram, Mac McCain. Play a lot of man-to-man coverage on the outside, something that they are accustomed to doing. Receiver for Morgan State, unable to get behind. Morgan forced to punt.
Extremely impressed with Tamadre Abram, a very confident young man. Had a chance to have him on a coach's show a little bit earlier on in the week. And he and McCain have done a tremendous job this year as O'Shea kicks it away from Baker and out of bounds. And it's going to be good field position for North Carolina A&T. And so far in the game, Lamar Raynard is 1 of 7 for 6 yards. He has the interception.
And that's not good.
Well, you're right, especially that last possession we had. Bell was open in the end zone for what would have been, of course, the go-ahead touchdown, and the ball was severely underthrown. Safety was able to rotate over and recover to the point that he made the big interception. Very important possession for A&T here with good field position. Ball is in play on their own 40-yard line, 1st and 10.
Stacked backfield out of the gun. Raynard, the give is to Cartwright, trying to break a tackle, gets across the 40 and brought down at the 42, a gain of 2. And again, we mentioned this Morgan State Bears defense is very stingy.
That time nowhere for Cartwright to go. Morgan State, that front four that time really did an excellent job of controlling the line of scrimmage. Short gain. Aggies looking at 2nd and about 8.
24 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. We have no score from BB&T Stadium here on the campus of A&T. Raynard loses the football on the snap, trying to fight forward for some yards, and is going to get to the 41-yard line, so the Aggies going to lose a yard.
It was an excellent snap down. The Raynard, for some reason, was just unable to bring it in. And as a result, Aggies are going to lose about half a yard. And that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. North Carolina A&T and Morgan State. Neither team has been able to put any points on the scoreboard.
And we're going to step aside and take a 60-second timeout and come back as you're listening to Aggie Football on the Aggie Sports Radio Network. Back at BB&T Stadium, it's 3rd down. We begin the second quarter. No score, A&T and Morgan State, as the Aggies have possession from their own 41, 3rd and 9. Raynard has the snap, looks, fires near sideline, and it is caught. And that is Bell with the reception, but he's going to be shy of a first down.
Again, Elijah Bell getting one-on-one coverage on the outside. Aggies needed about 8 yards for a first down. Bell about 9 yards for a first down. Bell ran a 7-yard out. Even though the pass was completed, Aggies are still looking at 4th down and about 2. Punt team on the field.
So Michael Rivers to punt once again. This is the 4th punt for Rivers. Gets it off. And it's going to be taken at about the 15-yard line. Looking for some run room. Comes near sideline and is ridden out of bounds. The return man this time, Deontay White, on the return for the Bears.
Got a block in the back on Morgan, so that should be a penalty against the Bears, Dawn.
And so that's going to back them up, back the Bears up a little bit more. 14:08, boy, this is, I mean, we saw an Aggie offense 2 weeks ago that was hitting not necessarily on all cylinders. It was more of the run game that was propelling the Aggies, and we're just seeing this passing game struggling so far this season.
No doubt about it. Looking at the first quarter stats, the Aggies have only been able to get one first down. In terms of rushing yards, they've rushed 8 times for only 21 yards, and we only have 27 yards of total offense. And I'm sure those numbers are such that the Aggie coaching staff is probably highly disappointed, and we have got to improve on those numbers if we're going to come away with a win tonight.
DeAndre Harris, the quarterback for Morgan State, as the Bears move left to right, 1st and 10. The give is to the back, and that is Chase this time, and he's wrapped up by Justin Cates after a gain of about 2.
Well, we would like everyone to know that the Morgan State band is present. They just came in and had a little difficulty on the road, but the band is here, so we're going to have a great halftime show.
It brings up a 2nd and 9 now for the Bears as they have the football at their own 14-yard line. DeAndre Harris, the quarterback for Morgan State, has the snap, and it's a keeper by Harris, and the Aggies not fooled.
Al, I was just about to tell you we got to watch out for that read option, and it came. And
great job by Hebron that time.
On the tackle for the Aggies.
His assignment was the quarterback, stayed at home, Billy.
Yeah.
And as a result, made an excellent play. Morgan State now finds themselves 3rd down, need about 12 yards for a first down.
It's amazing what you get, Al, if you stay at home. And he ran right in his arms.
Loss of 4. Deion Jones in on the play as Harris drops back. He's under pressure, looks, fires near sideline, and it is caught. Running out of bounds, though, but well shy of the first down. Dalen Baldwin. And once again, the Bears going to be forced to punt.
Excellent pressure that time by the Aggie front 4. Excellent man-to-man coverage on the outside. And as you said, Don, even though the pass was complete, was not enough for the first down. Morgan State again forced to punt.
Well, so far in the game, Morgan State leads A&T in punting. They've punted the ball 5 times. The Aggies have punted it 4.
Yeah, that's good. That is good. Alex Rea this time is the punter for Morgan State. The play clock is down to 3 for the Bears, and the play clock is run out.
Strange call. To take the delay game deep in your territory.
And they just sat there like, you know, they had all the time in the world. And this is going to give Kashawn Baker a little bit more room. We've seen Bear punters run away and then kick it to try to kick it away from Baker, who has a punt return for a touchdown on the season. Low snap. It gets, whoa, a high kick. It's short, but it's very, very high. It's going to be short of Baker, and it's going to be, yeah, on the bounce. It was caught by a Bear at the 40-yard line. So that's just a punt of 29 yards. It's at the Bear 40-yard line. So A&T going to have outstanding field position, 1st and 10 from the Bear 40 with 11:58 remaining here in the first half. We have no score.
Okay, Coach Al, what do we have to do to get the Bears out of jamming up the putting a lot of people in the box?
Well, one of the things that the Aggies have done is that we see a change at quarterback. Khalil Carter is now in at quarterback, and we know that Carter is not only an excellent thrower, he is an excellent runner in terms of running that read option. And let's see if the Aggies can get something going.
Carter gets a pass in the flat to Cartwright, who can't hang on to the football. It goes incomplete. And, you know, quite frankly, probably a change is needed. This offense has been stagnant, not only today, but really the past 3 games. And Carter energized the offense against ECU.
No doubt about it. A couple of times he's come in this year. He's done an excellent job of, as you said, Donald, providing energy for that Aggie offense. And the Aggies desperately need to take advantage of this field position. first down on the 40-yard line of Morgan State.
Out of the pistol this time for A&T, and the give is to Cartwright. Cartwright straight up the gut, pulls his way forward just shy of the 35, down to the 36-yard line, a gain of 4.
Aggies really need a play to energize this offense. Last couple of possessions, they really look lethargic. Energy level, for whatever reason, seems to be really low. Aggies desperately need a big play here to energize this entire offense.
I don't know about a big play, Al. We need a first down. With 3rd and 8, we need 9 yards or better.
So here we go.
3rd and 6. Khalil Carter's the quarterback. He sends the tight end Hill in motion. Carter, play fake, rolling to his right, going to run with the football, fighting his way forward, and it's going to depend on the spot. He was hit hard, but he delivered some punishment on that far sideline of the Morgan State Bears, and the ball is going to be marked down at the 28.
Carter's a big kid, weighs about 230, and as you said that time down, he turned the corner, got those shoulders up the field, and let's see with the mark.
It's actually at the 32-yard line, so it's going to be short. 4th and 2, and the Aggies, they're going to go for it.
Aggies going to go for it.
Carter under center, offset eye. The featured back is Cartwright on 4th and 2. Sends the fullback in motion. The give is to Cartwright. Cartwright fighting his way forward, and it depends on the spot. He's driven backwards. I think he's going to be short, as the ball is going to be marked at the 31-yard line. So the Bears going to take over on downs.
Morgan State that time, guys, ran a run blitz. They had every gap on the line of scrimmage covered, and as a result of that, nowhere for Cartwright to go, and the Aggies unable to pick up 2 yards, and so the Aggies, again, unable to take advantage of that great.
As we have no score, a bit of a surprise here, as Morgan State has possession at its own 30. DeAndre Harris is the quarterback for the Bears, has 4 receivers, has the snap. 3-step drop, fires left side. It is picked off. It is intercepted. MEAC McCain making an excellent play, and another play hour where McCain reads the quarterback and steps in front of the receiver, this time diving to make the interception.
Just an excellent job of baiting the quarterback that time by MEAC McCain. As we said earlier, Aggies cornerbacks play a lot of man-to-man. They're used to playing man-to-man. McCain that time dropped back in coverage. The receiver ran a quick out. McCain read it all the way, jumped the route, jumped in front of the receiver. Big interception, A&T. Now let's see if the Aggies can take advantage of this outstanding field position.
And Lamar Raynard comes back on as the quarterback. And Al, I think one of the phrases we have heard all year is the previous play is under review. So we'll see. I mean, from our angle, it looked like McCain was able to get his hands under the football, but the referee is going to review it.
Well, you're exactly right, Don. From where we had a pretty good view, and to me, it was obvious that he not only jumped the route, but was able to get his hands under the football. But the officials are reviewing the play on the sideline. But at any rate, if the play stands, Raynard is back in at quarterback, and this is really an important drive here for A&T if they can maintain possession. It is really important for the Aggies to get something on the board with this possession, because the defense has done an outstanding job. They're not going to get any better starting field position than this. The ball is on the 33-yard line of Morgan State. Raynard back in at quarterback. Challenge now is for the Aggie offense to rise up and put some points on the board.
Well, Al, you're correct, because we did have an intercepted pass on, and we were able to get the ball on Morgan's 37, and then we threw an interception. So now we have it on the 34-yard line after another interception, and let's just see if we can do something. We have got to find some way, if it's by run or pass, to get Morgan out of loading up that box.
But, you know, Billy, again, I don't know for what reason, but the energy level of the offense seems to be down. You would think after a week off, the guys, the playmakers, the skilled guys have got fresh legs. The offensive linemen have had chances to, get rid of some of those little aches and pains. And you would just hope that the offense would respond better than it has so far. But at any rate, they have an opportunity now to take advantage of this big turnover by Mac McCain, and let's see if they can do so.
10:25 remaining here in the first half. And again, Mac McCain's interception, he stepped in front of the receiver, dove, and made what was called on the field an interception, and now the play is being reviewed. And this is a long review.
You know, Al, I somehow know, I think at some point in time, the A&T,
Yep, it's confirmed.
Yeah. But, you know, a lot of teams now reviewing, and they have that privilege to review the play to make sure. But it's almost like a timeout you can use.
Yeah,
maybe you have to come and penalize the team if the play is not reversed.
It's a good point. It is like a timeout, so the Aggies have had an opportunity to think about what they want to do, and let's see what happens.
The give is to Cartwright. Cartwright breaks containment, breaks a tackle across the 25-yard line, and brought down at about the 23. He's going to be close to an A&T first down, and he does have one.
Another situation, first down. Aggies able to pick up about 9 yards. In fact, he picked up enough for a first down, so excellent run by Markel Cartwright. Great job by the right side of that offensive line that time at the point of attack. Aggies now, big first down inside the 25-yard line of Morgan.
And this time, Raynard under center, rolling to his right. Looks for a receiver out of the court. That is Hill, the tight end. Dives into the end zone. And touchdown, Aggies.
Leroy Hill, big tight end. We've been asking all year, Don, where is Leroy Hill? And that time, that question was answered. Just a beautiful wheel route by Hill from his tight end position. Raynard picked him up, got the ball to him. Good throw, good catch, touchdown A&T.
And a 2-point conversion attempt. And Daryl Johnson actually was the intended receiver. He split far out. Khalil Carter was the quarterback. So an interesting 2-point conversion that goes for naught by the Aggies.
Strange formation that time, strange call by A&T. At any rate, it went for 2, unsuccessful. So as a result,
Oregon State, 9:45 remaining here in the first half as the Aggies going to kick it off to the Bears after the touchdown. The ball is going to bounce, and it's going to bounce out of bounds. And so Davis Rogers gets it out of bounds, and the ball is going to give Morgan State outstanding field position.
You're exactly right. That is the critical mistake, Don. After scoring, come back, ensuing kickoff, you kick it out of bounds. Morgan State's going to put the ball in play on their own 35-yard line.
Bears moving left to right this time, and Bears just haven't been able to move the football because that A&T defense continues to be stingy. Harris, the quarterback for Morgan State, sends a man in motion to the right. The give is off the right side.
Nothing there. That Aggie front four again just stuffs everything. And can't say enough about the job that they have consistently done all year. They're not the biggest, but boy, are they quick. They're very disciplined. They maintain their gap control, gap integrity, and their quickness. They really use their quickness to their advantage. Less than a yard gain that time. Second down, and about 9.5 for the Bears of Morgan State.
Daryl Johnson on the tackle of Joshua Chase as the ball is at the Bear 36-yard line. Harris, the quarterback, has the snap, gives it to Chase. Chase breaks the tackle. Chase is banged down as he gets across the midfield, that is, and it's going to be brought down in Aggie territory. at the 49-yard line. He took a big lick from Jalen Bethea, but a first down and a big run for the Bears.
One of the few times down that we will find that front four of the Aggie defense out of position. And as a result, when I say out of position, they were not where they were supposed to be. The running back for Morgan State took advantage of it. As a result, big first down for the Bears.
Gain of 15 for Chase. Gain Harris. Shotgun formation. 8:23 remaining here as the give is to the back, fighting for some yards, but not going to get a whole lot. Sam Blue on the tackle of a gain of 1.
That time, their offensive line of Morgan State just straight one-on-one zone blocking. Very difficult to do that against that front four of A&T. Little gain on the play. Bears looking at second and about 9.5 yards for a first down.
The ball is on the A&T 48-yard line. Clock continues to move. 7:40 remaining here in the first half as A&T has the 6-0 lead in a hard-fought game so far over Morgan State. Play fake by Harris, rolling to his right. Tries to elude some tacklers and does. Now steps up, fires across the middle, and it's incomplete. An errant pass. And that was a dangerous pass. His intended receiver was White, and it fell incomplete.
Dangerous throw by DeAndre Harris that time. Great pressure put on by the left side of that Aggie defensive front. Initially, he was able to elude them, but they kept the pressure on him. Released the ball a little early. Very fortunate for Morgan that pass was not intercepted. But at any rate, incomplete. Morgan looking at third down, and for all practical purposes, about 10 yards for a first down.
Let's see what the Aggie defense dials up here. Gain ball at the A&T 48. They're showing blitz. They're not coming. Harris across the middle has his receiver caught. 35-yard line. Breaks another tackle. Spins away across the 25-yard line. Corey Holmes finally brought down at the 24. A big third down conversion for the Bears and a first down.
Well-designed play that time. The Aggies that time were dropping back in the zone. Outside receiver for Morgan State found that seam. Quarterback for Morgan, Harris, read it perfectly, got the ball to him, good throw and catch, big first down for the Bears.
Gain of 24 as the ball is at the 24-yard line. 3 receivers all to the far side for Harris, who's going to have a quarterback keeper to the right. Jumps over an Aggie defender. As a matter of fact, jumped over McCain as a penalty marker comes in late as Harris down near the 20-yard line.
That may be against Morgan. Blocking before the waist, and that may be against the Bears. And that was a bad play by the Bears. The center just blocked the man under the waist, and I hope that's the call. But when the flag comes in from the umpire, that's usually the call, that or holding.
You're exactly right, Billy. That time, that's the quarterback keeper. Harris was trying to run to the short side of the field. Had picked up some short yardage, but we're still waiting for the call from the official. Aggies are hoping that this is against Morgan State because the Bears are driving. And we got to remember, Don, that the Aggies went for 2 on that touchdown, which was unsuccessful. And as a result,
so no call for
no
a chop
call.
block.
So the ball is inside the 25-yard line. Second down.
As the ball is at the 21 of A&T after the 3-yard gain by Harris. The officials did not make a chop block call. 3 receivers, 2 to the far side for Harris. Going to roll to his left this time. Looks, fires, looking in the end zone on the far sideline, and it goes incomplete. He was once again looking for Holmes, but McCain was with him step for step.
And the pass is incomplete.
Tough task for any receiver. As we said that time, the Aggies play a lot of man-to-man with their cornerbacks.
Intended for number 3, Corey Holmes.
Mac McCain, excellent job of positioning himself on the receiver. Ball was overthrown at any rate. Big third down play for Morgan. Third down and about 7 down. The ball is on the Aggie 21-yard line. Big play for both teams.
Morgan State is 2 of 8 on third down conversions. Empty backfield for Harris. Quarterback sneak right up the gut. First down yardage and more as Harris is finally brought down at the 10-yard line as the Bears spread the Aggies out. And a quarterback keeper right up the gut nets the Bears the first down.
Yeah, that was a good call.
That was an excellent call. Billy, that call comes from scouting. That comes from your scouting report because they came out with an empty backfield that time. Aggies linebackers moved out. Quarterback draw that time by DeAndre Harris. Big first down. Ball is inside the 10-yard line of A&T.
Jamal Darden making the tackle for the Aggies. And it's going to be first and goal for Morgan State from the 10 again. No empty backfield, another keeper. Harris looking, 5-yard line, makes a couple of men miss, dives into the end zone, and the football, okay, it is a touchdown. Looked like they may have called a fumble, but no, they're going to say a touchdown for Morgan State.
Excellent run by Harris that time. It was essentially the same play as the previous one, Billy. It's the straight quarterback draw. And remember now, in terms of a touchdown, all that ball has to do is break the plane. And from our vantage point, it looked as though Harris extended his arms. The ball did break the plane. Touchdown, Morgan.
And it looks like the previous play is under review. I can't tell you how many times we've heard that this year. I think against, I don't know, was it Jacksonville State or ECU? We probably heard it at least 7 times in that game.
Well, I know it was almost a 5.5-hour game. I know that because it was indeed a long game. But most scoring plays are reviewed. But in this situation, Harris on a quarterback keeper, quarterback draw, was able to get up to the Aggie linebackers and made a beautiful cut and extended the ball. And, of course, all the ball has to do is to cross the plane. And if the officials on the field, the initial ruling was that it was indeed a touchdown. So if they're going to overturn this, Billy, it's got to be something that is indisputable that they saw. So it's going to be interesting to see what the call is.
Yeah, you're right. And it is a touchdown, so touchdown for the Bears as we are tied at 6 apiece with 5 minutes and 32 seconds remaining here in the first half. And the Bears, as a matter of fact, going to attempt the extra point. Alex Rea to attempt the extra point. The holder is Dion Golat. Hold is down, kick is up, and it is good. So the Bears have the lead 7-6 with 5 minutes and 32 seconds remaining here in the first half. And we're going to step aside and take a break. A 60-second timeout as you're listening to Aggie Football on the Aggie Sports Radio Network.
When you go all out, you want an SUV.
And when it comes to who's in, everything you do matters.
No pressure.
Aggies find themselves down 7-6. We got 5 minutes and 32 seconds to go in the first half. And, of course, now the challenge really turns on the A&T side of the field, especially the offensive team. You come into this game ranked number 4 in the nation. It's time for the Aggies to prove that they deserve that position.
As the kick is up, the kickoff is up, and it's going to be taken out of the end zone at the 10-yard line, up to the 20, and brought down was Malik Wilson. So the Aggies going to have it at their own 20-yard line. And the offense.
Lamar Rayner back in at quarterback.
The Aggies will take over from their own.
Aggies have been very lethargic, very low energy on offense. Now is the time for them to pick it up and show that they are the team that we think they are.
Raynard out of the gun on 1st and 10. The Bears are showing blitz, and the give is to the back. That is Cartwright. Couple of shifty moves across the 25, and finally brought down just short of the 30-yard line. Carl Garnes on the tackle for Morgan State. Gain of 9. And quickly to the line are the Aggies, as Raynard once again gives it to Cartwright. Cartwright trying to fight his way forward, and he's brought backwards, and he's not going to gain anything. That was a good tackle there by Morgan State.
You're exactly right, Donald. It was second down and less than a yard. Cartwright was unable to pick up anything. No blocking at the point of attack. Big third down play for A&T. Third down, they lead less than a yard for a first down.
3 receivers, 2 to the near side, or to the far side, that is. For the Aggies, 3rd and 1. Raynard out of the gun now, going to change the play at the line of scrimmage. The play clock is at 8 as Cartwright now comes to the right of Raynard. Raynard has the snap and keeps it. Raynard diving forward. He's going to have the first down as he dives to the 30-yard line.
I'll tell you one thing, boy, Morgan is really challenging that Aggie offense. That time down, they had 11 guys within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. And fortunately, Raynard was able to make the half yard. Aggies get a much-needed first down. 3
receivers to the near side this time for Raynard as the Aggies have it at the 30. 3-step drop fires. That is Malik Wilson. Caught. 30-yard line, 35. He's got speed and is run out of bounds near sideline at the 40-yard line. That's going to be another first down, Aggies.
Quick throw that time to Malik Wilson in that slot position, able to use his speed, turned it up, picked up a big first down for A&T. 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go.
Ball is at the 40-yard line. Raynard out of the gun, and the give is on the left side. This time it's Cartwright, and Cartwright going to be strung out of bounds near sideline. And once again, that is Garnes on the tackle, and that's going to be a loss on the play for the Aggies.
You know, you mentioned earlier, Donald, the toughness of this Morgan defense, and they are not only tough, they're very, very sound. That time they did not allow Cartwright to get outside and break containment to the short side of the field. Just excellent technique on the line of scrimmage. As a result, we lost about a yard. We were looking at second down and about 10.
Ball is at the 39-yard line of A&T. Play fake. Now, Raynard looks, fires far sideline, and he overshoots his intended receiver as he was looking, it's like for Leslie on the far sideline, and it goes incomplete.
Leslie was wide open from his inside route, inside position rather, just ran a little wheel route. Big gap in the zone, found it, ran it, unable to get it to him. Third down, clock moving, stop rather with the incomplete pass. 2:57 to go in the first half.
Bell split wide left on 3rd down and 11 for the Aggies. Raynard drops back, fires far sideline, has his receiver. It's caught. That is Ron Hunt. And Hunt, it depends on the spot. And it looks like the spot's going to be at midfield. And if it is, it's going to be an A&T first down.
It's going to be a very important spot. The official is moved it on the outside of the 50 down, which means that it's going to be 4th down and about 1 yard for the Aggies.
And the Aggies are going to choose to punt the football here.
Wow, let's see what you're right. They're bringing the punt team on the field. Clock's running. 2 minutes, 28 seconds. Aggies 4th down and about 2. Punt team is on the field.
Carl Garnes is deep to receive. Michael Rivers, the punter for the Aggies, gets a high one off. It's going to be short, but it's going to take a bounce, and Garnes is going to come up and retrieve it and did the right thing. As that ball was going to continue to roll and be down by the Aggies, and Garnes is going to be brought down, or he was ridden out of bounds, I should say, at the 11.
There was a lot of respect for that Morgan defense that time, considering the field position, and we needed a little less than 2 yards. Defense has been playing well, but again, the Aggies chose to punt. And we're looking at 2 minutes and 7 seconds to go. Morgan State takes over. Ball is going to be placed at their own, about their own 11-yard line.
And let's see what the Aggie defense dials up here, because the Bears had a methodical drive on the last possession. 1st and 10, the give is on the left side as Riggins was brought down and a penalty marker comes out.
Aggies have 3 timeouts. Very important call here with 2 minutes to go. Little or no gain made on first down.
Al, from here, that may have been a face mask call, which would probably give Morgan State another first down and continue to drive. 2 minutes left in the game, and the Aggies found themselves down 1.
It's hard to see what the official has come into the.
No, it looks like just a no call. I guess they picked up the flag. So it's going to be second down after the gain of 2, 2nd and 8 for the Bears. 150 remaining here in the first half as Morgan State has the 7-6 lead over A&T. DeAndre Harris, the quarterback for the Bears, out of the gun. He has his lone set back to his right. And the give is off the left side. And once again, Riggins finding some running room across the 15-yard line, down at the 19. Gain of 5.
1:26 to go. Aggies again with 3 timeouts.
And they use one of them.
Lost about 7 seconds before they decided to call the timeout.
So again, Morgan State has come to play. We said that in the pregame and in the opener, that this may be one of the more dangerous 0-3 teams in the country, particularly from a defensive perspective. They've done enough offensively. They were able to get in an impressive, quite frankly, last drive. And, of course, a quarterback keeper by DeAndre Harris got them the touchdown and the lead. And now it's time for that A&T defense to stand tall here on 3rd and 3.
Well, you're right, Donald. I mean, they have come into B&B Stadium, BB&T Stadium, of course, with that a defense that was, even though they gave up 30 points last week, they were known to be a very tough, sound defense, and they have played that way against A&T. And here we are with 1:25 to go. It's 3rd down.
As a quarterback keeper by Harris, looking for some room, breaks through across the 20, and it's going to depend on the spot. He's down at about the 23-yard line, and he's going to have enough for Morgan State first down.
Again, that quarterback keeper, just a straight snap to Harris, DeAndre Harris, just kept it, broke off tackle, able to pick up enough yards for a first down. Inside 1 minute to go in the first half. Morgan State again leading A&T 7-6.
Ball is at the Morgan State 23-yard line. 50 seconds remaining here in the first half, and we're going to have some movement on the line of scrimmage by the Bears.
And I'm sure Morgan State is trying to get these 48 seconds out of the way without making any mistakes. Would love to go into halftime with the 7-6 lead.
And the false start makes it 1st and 15 for the
Aggie defense faced a major hurdle when they could not stop Morgan on the last 3rd down play. Quarterback keeper kept the first down, kept the clock moving.
So they call a 10-second runoff, which if you do it this way, and then if you're Morgan, that's what you want at this point.
Yeah.
That they need to look at that rule, because that's you're the Bears. You're not going to take it all the way in another false start. It's going to be another 10-second runoff. They need to look at that rule because, if you continue to do this, you get a bunch of 10-second runoffs.
That's right.
The half's going to be over. So Matthew Thompson is the guilty party this time.
They've taken 20 seconds off the clock and haven't run a play yet.
Oh, man.
So you're right, Donald. That is a rule that really needs to be reviewed.
You got to look at that rule.
Now, you don't think the Morgan State coaching staff would do this deliberately, would you?
All I'm saying is you got two. Okay, fair enough. But you got two 10-second runoffs.
Yeah.
and the half's now over. And but A&T does get the football to begin the second half. But the Morgan State Bears have come from Baltimore. They have come to play, and they lead A&T at halftime 7-6.
Your Aggies will be right back here in BB&T Stadium this Thursday night at 7 p.m.
Your thought?
Kenny Mayne?
Hey, just here to let you know, that's going to be on SportsCenter.
So we raise money for all of them.
Okay. Now, previously, you have been the National Aggie Club president, the past A&T Foundation president.
No, board member.
Board member, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And, I got that, the member of the AAF board member
Mm-hmm.
and the A&T Foundation.
Right.
Those have been big hats you've had.
Well, it's been a lot of fun. A&T has been an interesting place. I've enjoyed it. I've gotten a good reception and a lot of good positive feedback, and hopefully I made a contribution to A&T.
Okay. Now, recently it was the Aggie Club. Now it's the A&T Foundation. How was the transition between the two?
The transition took almost a year. We did a lot of detailed research on how to transition from the Aggie Club to the AAF, Aggie Athletic Foundation. And it has worked quite well. We have raised a significant amount of money. The secret is getting more people involved.
Yeah. That's it. That's a goal. Yes. If you want to see Wayne Rooney, this is where it's at. ESPN Plus. Cool. I'm telling you, man, it's great.
Now, being president of the AAF, the Greensboro chapter of the AAF, it must be time consuming. You have a lot of time to get your work done.
Well, I'm pretty much semi-retired. Now, when I was super active, I was not retired, so it was a juggling act. But as the time went by, we got more and more cooperation and more help from different people. And I'm a person that like to have everybody involved. I try not to pick and choose who is involved. Get everybody involved. And the results are much better when people become involved.
Then when you were with the Aggie Club and fundraising, you did an outstanding job. I mean, you raised some money for North Carolina A&T's athletics. And you've done the same job here as president of the A&T Foundation, Greensboro chapter of the A&T Foundation. What keeps you motivated?
President of the foundation.
I mean, president, I'm sorry.
I was a board member of the A&T Foundation, and I was secretary of the AAF Foundation.
Okay. So what keeps you motivated, raising money?
Well, when I came here in '83, I think we had about 6,000 students, 6,000 students. And I played tennis at that time. And Arby Moss was the new athletic director. He played tennis. And we just got to talking one day and having worked for Jostens and Nationwide and Sears and Piedmont Gas in management positions. I'm not any smarter than most people, but I got a lot more exposure.
He gonna be okay?
Displaced ego. It's going to be a tough climb back.
The stadium. And my personal opinion, and I shouldn't get off on this, is that we got to get the community more involved. We just it's almost deplorable to have the stadium half full, and it's a way to do it, but we won't get into that. A way I think you can do it.
Well, I know Coach Broadway, when he was here, he was real concerned about the attendance at some of these home games, to have the program that we have. And it's growing and growing, and it's doing real well this year. And I agree with you. We just need, have some games. This stadium needs to be almost packed.
We should pack this stadium, if nothing, just local people. And I mean, it's a numbers game, and that's the one thing that we have to understand. It is a numbers game.
Now, do we have a special membership for the students who would like to become the members of the AAF?
$25. And we probably can get them free if they're really interested in it. And the student comes and say they want to become a member of the AAF. Because if you start them early, they'll continue for life.
Right.
It's hard to get a kid out of school that's got debt, student loans, apartments, house, cars, He doesn't have any disposable money for a few years. But if you start them early where they have just a small amount of money, it counts.
Yeah. Now, we need to let everyone know that you do not have to be a graduate of North Carolina A&T to become a member of the Greensboro chapter of the AAF.
And that's something that you're very right, Billy, because some of the largest givers to most universities never spend a day at that university. But they like the university, they like the programs, they like the whole out, and they give money. And some of the largest donors that I had give to me when I was national president did not attend A&T.
Okay.
And they still give.
Yeah. And you also you can be a female and join too. A lot of people have asked me, any women in the in the AAF? Certainly, plenty of them.
The lady, the person that replaced me as national president of the Aggie Club was a female.
Mm-hmm.
So they go right up to the top like anybody else. You just got to be committed, dedicated, and appreciated.
Now, Jim, we're just about out of time, but I got to ask you this about A&T's football program. Rod Broadway came here when our football program was in dying straits under the, well, you can say under the realm of the.
This is how legends are made. PlayStation.
Come to expect them to play, but in terms of offense, the offense was seemingly just out of step. No energy, very lethargic. Didn't get the ball in the hands of our playmakers. And, of course, if you look at the first half stats, the Aggies had only 5 first downs. We rushed the ball 16 times for 49 yards. And we only had 56 yards of passing. So in terms of total offense, A&T ran the ball 29 times, and we had a total of 105 yards of total offense for the first half. And, that's definitely not going to get it. So, I mean, there's no way that we can sugarcoat this thing. They're going to have to play better. Time off because of the hurricane and the fact that, kids had to, lose focus for a while. What effect it had on the team as a whole or not, it's hard to say. But one of the things that we know for sure is that we got 2 quarters of football left, and if the Aggies don't play better than they did the first half offensively, they could find themselves on the short end of the stick when this game is over. And, of course, that would be just traumatic. So the ball is in the Aggies' court. The offense has got to, as you said, Billy, I'm sure that at halftime the coaching staff, again, challenged them to raise their level of play. And just remains to be seen now if they are going to be able to do this. So very important possession, that first possession. And hopefully the Aggies can get some offense going, get a drive, put some points on the board.
Well, I tell you, we got our hands full. We mentioned earlier in our pregame show, you just cannot overlook everybody that you play and play one game at a time. And I think this is a wake-up call for North Carolina A&T as they find themselves down by a score of 7-6 here at the start of the second quarter. The teams are back on the field now, and we're getting ready for the kickoff of the second half. Again, the Aggies are behind 7-6, and let's see if we can do something about this. And, Al, it's always important, this first drive, very important for A&T, and let's see what we can do. And we're going to turn it over to the voice of the Aggies, Donald Ware.
Set to receive at the beginning of the second half.
Thank you, Billy. Outstanding halftime show as Malik Wilson catches the ball deep into the end zone. He's going to take it back out. He's running laterally, breaks one tackle, comes back to the left, needs a block. He's got that speed, 10-yard line, 15, and is finally run out of bounds at the 15-yard line. So that's the second time that Malik Wilson has taken it about 5 yards deep in the end zone and was not even able to get back to the 20.
Well, you're right, Don, and we talked about the challenge that the Aggie offense is going to face, this initial possession, and they find themselves in somewhat of a hole. The ball is going to be put in play on their own 15-yard line. I'm sure Morgan State, a lot of confidence, a lot of enthusiasm based on that first half of play. And it remains to be seen if the Aggies, especially offensively, can rise to the occasion.
Lamar Raynard, the quarterback, out of the gun, 4 of 11 in the first half for 33 yards. 1st and 10. The give is to Cartwright, and Cartwright is cut down in the backfield.
Not a way you want to start. A loss of 3 yards on the first play of the third quarter. Aggies find themselves now looking at 2nd and about 12. Ball is on the A&T 12-yard line.
Colby Warrior making the tackle for Morgan State, a great open field tackle. Ball is at the A&T 13-yard line. The give is it's a keeper this time by Raynard. Cuts it upfield and gets across the 20-yard line before he is cut down. And the mark is going to be at the 21-yard line, a gain of 8 as Ian McBurrow cut down Raynard.
Big third down play coming up. Aggies need to reach the 25-yard line. Third down.
Ball is at the 21 of the Aggies. Plenty of time on the play clock as Raynard and company look to the near sideline for the play call. 14 seconds now on the play clock. Again, 3rd and 4 for the Aggies. Now Cartwright comes to the right of Raynard out of the gun. He has the snap. Play fake. Looks, fires. The ball is tipped at the line of scrimmage, incomplete. And there he is once again. Rico Kennedy making another play for the Bears as they are forced to punt.
You know, you're right, Donald. You mentioned him earlier and early on as being just an outstanding all-MEAC performer, and he has really wreaked havoc with that Aggie offense. And just an outstanding job that time by Kennedy of reading the pass, elevated himself, knocked it down. As a result, Aggies on their first possession forced to punt the football.
Rivers is the punter for A&T, gets off a pretty good punt and keeps it away from the return man for the Bears, White. And let's see where the ball is going to be marked out of bounds at the 45-yard line of Morgan State, who will have their first possession of the second half with 13:25 remaining in the third quarter. And they have the 7-6 lead to the Bears. And once again, the Aggies going to have to rely on this defense. And the Bears, on that one touchdown drive they had, they looked really good.
No doubt about it, Donald. And again, the inability of the Aggie offense to get anything going on their initial possession is going to do nothing but give the Bear defense more confidence as the game goes on. So now, again, the challenge is up to the Aggie defense to try to get 3 and out if they can.
Harris on the pump fake, now going to step up, has plenty of room to run. He's at midfield, breaks a tackle, 45-yard line, 40 running to the far sideline and runs out of bounds inside the 40-yard line as they're actually going to mark him out at the 40. So that's going to be a gain of 15 yards and a first down for Morgan State.
Big play by DeAndre Harris, the quarterback for the Bears of Morgan State. Drop back to pass, unable to find the receiver. Big gap in the middle of the defense. Harris found it, picked up 15 yards, first down.
10 carries, 41 yards. The give this time off the left side. Breaking tackles is Chase. As Chase is finally brought down at the 37-yard line. A tough gain of 3.
Morgan State playing with a lot of confidence. Offensive linemen are really firing off the football. They are really beginning to believe that they can win this game, and the Aggies are going to have to really answer that challenge.
Again, this is actually a non-league game, even though to MEAC opponents it doesn't count in the conference standings. 2nd and 7. The give is to Elliott off the left side, has some room, breaks a tackle across the 30-yard line, still on his feet and finally brought down across the 25-yard line.
Boy, something we're not used to seeing against that Aggie defense. Just a beautiful off-tackle play, great blocking at the point of attack. Good job of running. Another first down for Morgan State. The ball is now on the 25-yard line of A&T.
11:41 left here in the third quarter. Morgan State 7, North Carolina A&T 6. And the Bears are driving. Harris once again out of the gun, sends a man in motion and some movement prior to the snap. This is going to be a false start against the Bears.
Again, the Aggies came into this game undefeated. 2 very good wins against some outstanding teams, Jacksonville and also East Carolina, but unable to get anything going offensively the first half. From a defensive standpoint, the defense has played well, but for the first time this year, we saw an opponent have a sustained drive against this Aggie defense, and the Morgan State offense is again moving the football.
1st and 15. The give is to Chase, and he has a big hole as he gets across the 25 and is brought down at the 23-yard line. A gain of 7 on the carry for Chase.
Just straight zone blocking up front by the offensive line of Morgan State. Running back getting behind those linemen, finding a crease. 2nd down and about 8 for the Bears.
Ball is at the 23 of the Aggies. A keeper by Harris trying to get outside. Penalty marker comes out, and Harris is ridden out of bounds shy of the 25-yard line.
This could be a big break for A&T, Billy. I think this is going to be holding against Morgan State.
I agree with you, Al, and it was a legitimate call. A whole lot of shirt on that particular play.
It is a holding against the Bears. Called on Zario Dorismond. So back the Bears up 10 yards as they were driving a little bit, but good pursuit there by A&T.
You know, Al, a coach told me many years ago, you can really call holding just about on every play. And
no doubt about it. Yeah, and at the interior line, I mean, it's a war every time the ball is snapped. And especially with the liberalization of the use of hands by offensive linemen the last few years. I mean, no doubt about that.
So let's see what happens here. It is 2nd and 20. The ball at the A&T 35. Harris drops back, fires across the middle, has a receiver, and it's caught, but tackled immediately. A good tackle there by Bethea on the Morgan State receiver.
Here we go. 3rd down. Morgan State needs to get at about the A&T 15-yard line for a 1st down. Looking at 3rd down and about 11 yards for a 1st down.
After the gain of 9 yards by Morgan State on the pass and catch. Empty backfield again for Harris. Blitz is coming. Harris breaks the first wave. Penalty marker comes out. He's hit and dropped across the 20-yard line. A couple of penalty markers came out. And this is going to be more than likely holding against the Bears.
Well, Coach Al, they did not make the 1st down. Do you decline the penalty or send them back another 10?
I'm sending them back another 10. I mean, I have to have faith in my defense. I'm down 7-6. If they turn the penalty down, it's going to be about a 37-yard field goal attempt. So I'm sure the Aggies are going to, offsetting penalties, holding against Morgan, face mask against the Aggies. So here we go. Deja vu all over again. 3rd down and 11.
It should have been 3rd and 21. But A&T with the face mask. And I tell you what, that empty backfield, Al, and Morgan spreading the Aggies out have given the Aggies some fits.
You're exactly right, Donald. I mean, Harris has done just an excellent job of taking what he can get from that empty backfield, and here we go.
Oh, and another false start against the Bears. And we saw that one. That was Bruce Trigg who jumped early. So all of those false starts for the 10. Maybe you're right. We know that. Well, we would suspect that the coach wouldn't purposely tell his team to.
Well, not in this case, anyway.
Right. Well, so maybe they were just false starting prior to the half. Wow. So that's a couple. Yeah, a couple of false starts and a holding penalty against the Bears continues to back them up.
Ball is on the 32. They need to get to the 16-yard line of A&T for a 1st down.
Harris has the snap. Under a little bit of pressure. Now fires near side. The pass is caught at the 25-yard line. And Tamadre Abram making the tackle on the Bears receiver, Dan Baldwin.
Again, the Aggie corners playing excellent man-to-man defense. Abram keeping the receiver in front of him. Morgan State now will try a field goal. This will be a 40-yard attempt.
Alex Rea to attempt the field goal. Ball is on the right hash. Snap is high. Hold is down. Kick is up. It's on the way. Plenty of distance. And it is good.
It's good.
So with 7 minutes and 56 seconds remaining here in the third quarter, the Bears have struck a gain as they lead the Aggies 10-6. We're back in 60 seconds as you're listening to Aggie Football on the Aggie Sports Radio Network.
Continue to show very little enthusiasm, very little energy on offense, and it's hard to say why, but they are going to have to really pick up the pace of play. They're going to have to pick up their energy level if they're going to beat this Morgan State team.
So the Bears to receive, or the Aggies, I should say, to receive the kickoff, and it's going to be taken out of the end zone once again by Malik Wilson. Wilson needs a block. He might. Breaks the tackle. And he's across the 35-yard line and going to be brought down at the 37-yard line. So this time it pays off for Wilson, who returns the kickoff 37 yards, going to give A&T outstanding field position, 1st and 10.
Aggies got what they needed, what they wanted in terms of kickoff return. Wilson brought the ball out to the 38-yard line. Aggie offense now finds themselves with great field position, trailing 10-6.
And Raynard is the quarterback out of the gun. He has 3 receivers, 2 to the near side. On 1st and 10 from the 38. The give is to Martin off the right side. Martin trying to get outside. Breaks one tackle. Penalty marker comes out. He's across the 40 and ridden out of bounds at the 42-yard line.
We're going to get a holding call against the Aggies, I believe. And instead of having positive yards on 1st down,
it's Malik Wilson holding on the outside there, Al.
So instead of having positive yards on 1st down, we're going to find ourselves with a 10-yard penalty. Aggies looking at 1st and 20. And again, it's very important here that the Aggies take advantage of that starting good field position. But Billy, to get a big penalty on 1st down is not a very good way to start.
No, it's not, Al. And actually, as I tried to ask you, where we ran into a little, I didn't want to break up what you were saying, how important it was for your first drive in the second half to be positive. And we did not have a good positive drive in the second half. I mean, the first drive in the second half. So hopefully this is the second drive in the second half, and this didn't start off well with a 10-yard holding penalty.
Exactly, and the problem is from a coaching standpoint sometimes, I mean, what do you do to get your offense jump-started? I mean, we've got playmakers all over the field. We got excellent wide receivers. We got an excellent running back. And the quarterback, we got the reigning MEAC Player of the Year. And, it's just, I don't know whether it was the layoff or the effects of, guys having to change their focus.
Is everywhere. All you have to do to find it is get out. Here.
Stadium here on the campus of North Carolina A&T in Greensboro, North Carolina, with 7:38 remaining here in the third quarter. And the Bears of Morgan State having the 10-6 lead. So now for A&T back to action. We're 1st and 20 for A&T. They have it at their own 28. The give is to Martin. Martin cuts it back up across the 30-yard line and brought down at the 32-yard line as Tyler Holly making the tackle for the Bears.
Morgan State defense will take that. Aggies only able to pick up about 3-4 yards. They're still looking at 2nd and about 17 yards for a 1st down.
Raynard on the play fake, pump fake, looks, fires, and it's going to be almost picked off, and it should have been intercepted. And it was not, as Darius Johnson had the interception and just dropped the football.
Raynard that time did a poor job of knowing where the safety was. He thought he had an open receiver on a little wheel route down the sideline. Safety rolled over, and as you said, Don, it should have been a big interception for Morgan State.
Brings up 3rd and 16 for the Aggies. They are moving right to left. Again, they trail 10-6 with 7:03 remaining here in the third quarter. As Kennedy shows blitz, he goes back. Now here comes Raynard looking one-on-one down the right sideline. He short-armed it, and this time it is picked off. He threw it short once again, was looking for his intended receiver, Ron Hunt, and it was picked off.
Morgan State that time in the straight man-to-man, as you said, trying to hit Ron Hunt on just a streaking route, a little jet route down the sideline. Ball was underthrown. Cornerback rolled over, jumped it. Big interception for the Bears of Morgan State.
You know, Al, in the East Carolina game, it was said that Raynard had a hand injury. Do you think that's the reason why he is coming up a tad short on these long passes?
I really don't know, Billy, but we do know that's the second pass he's underthrown tonight, and we only had 33 yards of pass offense at halftime. So, at any rate, whatever it is, the Aggies need to make. They really got to play better if they're going to beat this Morgan State team.
Chase on that carry as he got 4 yards to the Morgan State 39-yard line, as Morgan now moving left to right. 6:29 and counting remaining here in the third quarter as they have the 10-6 lead over A&T. It's a give to Chase off the left side. He breaks one tackle, breaks loose across the 45-yard line, and is going to be finally brought down at the 47-yard line. They had him for a loss on the play, and he continued to move those legs and was able to pick up 8 in a Morgan State, or 10 in a Morgan State first down.
That was a great run by Chase that time, because it looked as though the Aggies had him trapped behind the line of scrimmage. But as you said, Don, he kept those legs moving, and instead of coming away with a loss, picked up a big first down for the Bears.
Gain ball at the Morgan State 49-yard line. It's on the left hash as the Bears are moving left to right. Out of the gun, the give is to Chase off the left side. Jumps through a hole and is brought down as he got into Aggie territory at the 49-yard line.
Again, Morgan State playing with renewed confidence on both sides of the ball. Defense is playing well. Offensive linemen are really firing off that line of scrimmage now. And this is a big series for that Aggie defense. Got to get the Morgan State offense off the field.
And the give this time off the left side, and Chase just driving forward as he's brought down at the 45-yard line finally after a gain of 4. Actually, that was Riggins on the carry. As the Bears continue to move the football, it does bring up a third down.
And as I indicated in the pregame, Morgan State has an average of 305 pounds per man on the offensive line, and that's huge.
Morgan State 4 of 11 on third down conversions as the crowd comes to life, because it's going to, right now, the way that the offense is playing, it's going to have to be the defense that's going to have to make a play. Harris has the snap rolling to his left. He's going to be stopped and dropped as he's going to lose major yardage. That A&T defense rose to the occasion, and the Bears going to be forced to punt.
Big break for A&T that Morgan chose that play, Billy, because they had really had some success running north and south. And that time on the quarterback keeper, instead of him going inside the tackle, he tried to get outside. And, of course, that Aggie quickness was they were able to stop him. As a result, fourth down, Morgan State forced to punt.
Well, it helped the Aggies because he ran to the short side of the field, Al.
Right.
In single safety, a high snap, and it's blocked. It is blocked by A&T. That's Bethea. The punter tried to kick it again, and let's see if the Aggies going to be able to pick it up. They do. And running with the football back the other way across the 25-yard line. A&T making an outstanding play, and that was Jones. Jones on the return, and a great block by Bethea.
You know, guys, I've been around football a long time. I don't know if I've ever seen a punter get a punt blocked and pick it up and continue to punt, kick it again. Yeah, but the kid did, and I tell you, Fortunately for A&T, it wasn't a very long punt. But Aggies, again, great field position. Ball is on the 32-yard line of Morgan State. And this is it. This is it for the Aggie offense. They must. It is really imperative here that they get something going offensively.
Let's step aside and take a timeout. 3 minutes and 38 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. The Aggies in business, but they trail Morgan State 10-6. We're back in 60 seconds. You're listening to Aggie Football on the Aggie Sports Radio Network.
Have to make sense.
You got playmakers at top and bottom of the formation. We see a change at quarterback. Khalil Carter is back in at quarterback for the Aggies.
And he's out of the gun. It's a quarterback draw as he pulls his way forward across the 30 and is finally brought down as Dietrich Washington makes the tackle for Morgan State and a gain of 3 for Carter.
Again, Carter has shown in previous games that he is not adverse to making the big play, not afraid to make the big play. And this is his opportunity. 2nd down and 8 for A&T.
Carter has it. He's going to throw it over the top. Dropped the football. Thought about running with the football before he had it at the 15-yard line. Incomplete.
Great move by Carter. Fake the down-the-line option. Hill released up the middle, wide open. Ball hit him in the wrong spot, Billy, right in his hand. Unable to bring it. That's a big, big miss there. Aggies now looking at 3rd down and 8. What was going to be a sure 1st down now turns into a critical 3rd and 8 for A&T's offense.
3rd down, yep, as Al mentioned, 8 yards. The ball is at the Morgan State 29-yard line. Carter has the snap. Carter looks, fires left side, and it's incomplete as Bell went to the inside, and Carter threw it towards the near sideline. And it's incomplete. It's going to bring up a 4th down for A&T.
Again, Bell and Carter not on the same page. Bell broke to the inside. Carter expected him to go to the outside. Aggies are going to go for it. 4th down, 8 yards to go. Ball has got to get to the 21-yard line of Morgan State for a 1st down.
Play clock inside of 10 now as Carter has the snap. Carter going to step up in the pocket. He's going to run with it. No, he's going to fire, and it is caught on the far sideline at the 20-yard line. And that's going to be a 1st down as Malik Wilson makes the reception for the Aggies.
Excellent job by Khalil Carter that time of extending the play. Always a threat to run. Got outside the pocket, had the presence of mind to keep his focus down the field. Found Wilson, big throw and catch, big 1st down A&T.
That is just the 6th 1st down of the ball game for the Aggies. And we do have a Morgan State Bear player injured on the far sideline.
Well, since we have a minute, Donald, an update on some MEAC scores. Still in the 3rd quarter, Savannah State 7, FAMU 3, and they're playing that game in Tallahassee. And in Orangeburg, Norfolk State has traveled to Orangeburg to take a 14-0 lead in the 3rd quarter over the Bulldogs of South Carolina State. And the Bulldogs will have a short week of practice just like A&T will, and they will travel here Thursday night to take on the Aggies.
Yeah, Thursday night game, nationally televised, and we're going to come on. We're going to have the broadcast of that football game against South Carolina State. And we're going to come on with the pregame show at 6:30 right here on the Aggie Sports Radio Network. The matter at hand right now, though, is that A&T is down 10-6 with 2:41 remaining in the 3rd quarter to the Morgan State Bears, but the Aggies are driving. They have it 1st and 10 from the Morgan 19-yard line. Man comes in motion. That's Leslie. He comes in motion from right to left. The give is to Cartwright. Looking for a punch it back. Cartwright, 5-yard line, tackle. Touchdown, Aggies.
Get the ball to your playmakers and hope for the best. That time, Khalil Carter ran the read option, made the excellent read, gave it to Markel Cartwright. Great blocking by the right side of that line at the point of attack. Great running by Khalil Carter. Big touchdown for the Aggies.
And this time, the Aggies going to attempt the extra point. Unlike last time, they went for a I don't know what other word to use, a weird 2-point conversion, but Ruiz puts it through, and A&T has the lead for the first time in the ball game. Or excuse me, they've regained the lead, I should say, 13-10 with 2:24 remaining here in the third quarter.
Excellent job that time by Khalil Carter. Injected into the ball game. Aggies had great field position as a result of that block punt. It was a must, Billy, that the Aggies put something on the scoreboard. And, of course, that time, Khalil Carter running that read option and made just a beautiful job of reading that outside defender. Gave it to Markel Cartwright, and we know what Cartwright can do once he gets those shoulders up the field. Great blocking again at the point of attack. We've got to get the big boys up front some juice, as it were. Dante Keys, Mika Shaw on the right side. Just a beautiful job of blocking. And as a result, touchdown Carter. Aggies up 13-10.
I thought that was a great run by Carter, and it's a great time for Carter to get,
Cartwright,
to get his first touchdown of the year.
Maybe this will fire the entire team of A&T up, get that defense back where we're used to seeing them play.
Ruiz kicks it off, and it's going to be taken at the 5-yard line. Up to the 10 and brought down from behind. He doesn't even make the 15-yard line as the A&T Aggie special teams is on fire as Caulfield was brought down from behind. Wilder making the play for the Aggies.
Just an excellent job of covering that kickoff return. Aggies were quick getting down the field. As you said, Donnelly stayed in their rush lanes. Nowhere for the receiver for Morgan State to go. Morgan State's going to put the ball in play, 1st and 10, but deep inside their own territory on the 15-yard line.
Joseph, that was actually Joseph Stuckey that made that beautiful play. Harris drops back, looks, he's under pressure, he's hit, spins away, now trying to throw it out of bounds, far sideline, and does. As, boy, I tell you what, the Aggies had him in the grasp. Julian McKnight just could not quite bring down Harris.
Excellent job by Harris of eluding McKnight. That would have been a huge loss for the Bears. Able to get out of the grasp of McKnight. Incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 for Morgan State.
2:10 remaining here in the third quarter. A&T has the 13-10 lead over Morgan State. This has been a battle here at BB&T Stadium in Greensboro. Ball is at the 15-yard line. The give to it's a keeper by Harris. Harris breaks the tackle. Harris across the 25-yard line and brought down at the 26-yard line. A great keeper there by Harris, and he's going to have enough for Morgan State first down.
That was a wonderful job by the DeAndre Harris of running the spread option. The entire front four of A&T thought the running back had the ball. Harris kept it. Picked up a big first down for the Bears.
1:43 remaining in the third. Morgan State moving left to right. They have it 1st and 10 from their own 26. And it's a give to Chase. And he continues to fight forward.
Low center of gravity. That young man is just running. And to be honest, A&T is not doing the best job of tackling. But
he picked up 7 yards on first down.
Yeah, Chase is running that ball.
Yeah, and that one, he and Riggins. That was actually Riggins on the carry. Both of them have been able to compile some yards here against this stout Aggie defense. 2nd and 4 for Morgan State. Harris once again out of the gun. The give and the hit. Riggins goes nowhere. A&T all over that one. Julian McKnight has been in the backfield all evening for the Aggies.
That was a super play by Julian McKnight. As soon as that ball was snapped, he came across the line of scrimmage. They tried to run that read option before the running back or the quarterback could make a decision. McKnight had him on the ground. Big third down play coming for both teams. Morgan State needs about 9 yards for a first down. Aggies need to stop him here, force them to punt.
Harris out of the gun. He has the snap. Harris under pressure, looking one-on-one down the far sideline, and it is knocked away. Incomplete. Good coverage there by A&T. And that was Mac McCain on the coverage.
Mac McCain in man-to-man coverage on the outside. Step for step with the Morgan receiver. Just a beautiful job of maintaining inside position. You couldn't play it any better for any cornerback. Just a great job that time. Morgan State now forced to punt.
Kashawn Baker stands in single safety for the Aggies. 9 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. The Aggies have the 3-point lead. Let's see if the Aggies rush. They don't, and it's a high punt. If they kick it away from Baker, and it's going to bounce at about the 40. Baker dangerously comes up and fields it and is knocked out of bounds. He didn't want it to go any farther like he did on the very first punt of the game for Morgan State. But he's able to field it at about the 37-yard line, and that's going to be the end of the third quarter. Can the Aggies hold this lead and get out of BB&T Stadium with the victory over the Bears? We'll find out in 60 seconds as we come back.
You want it shady? You got him.
Start of the fourth quarter as A&T has possession. They're going to be moving left to right, 1st and 10 for the Aggies from their own 36-yard line. Again, Carter is the quarterback out of the gun. Single back is Martin. Martin running to his left and gets it back across the 35 and going to be brought down at the 37-yard line. A gain of 1 for the Aggies.
You know, Don, you said it earlier that this Morgan State defense is really a good defense. I mean, they really did a great job of containing. Martin tried to get outside, was unable to do so, only picked up 1 yard. So we're 2nd and 9 for the Aggies.
And the give, once again, to Martin as he gets to the 39-yard line. Gain of 2, so it's going to bring up a 3rd and 7 for A&T.
Critical play here. 3rd down and 7. A&T desperately wanting to keep this drive going. Very important play call here, Billy. Aggies need to get the ball to the 46-yard line, their own 46, to maintain possession.
4 receivers for Carter on 3rd and 7. Carter drops back, going to step up in the pocket, trying to run, passes, and short-armed it a bit only because he was under pressure and was tackled from behind, but he was able to get rid of the football. He was facing pressure, that is, by Colby Warrior, and the Aggies going to be forced to punt. The Aggies now 1 of 11 on 3rd down conversions.
Again, that Morgan State defense with their back to the wall, needing to make a stop, able to do so, forcing the Aggies to punt.
For the Bears, Deontay White stands in single safety, catches the ball at the 21-yard line, breaks 1 tackle, spins away, and is brought down at the 26-yard line. So a return of 4 yards for Morgan State, as they're going to have their first possession of the fourth quarter at their own 26-yard line.
Again, excellent job by freshman Michael Rivers. Excellent punt. Morgan State. Go ahead, Billy, sorry.
2 things you have to watch out for, Al. The empty backfield, quarterback keeper, and the read option. You got to play those 2 plays tough because they have lived off of those 2 plays.
First down, critical play.
Harris out of the gun. The Aggies showing blitz as a play flake by Harris. Fires across the middle and is dropped. At his receiver, Holmes, Corey Holmes, has had a pretty solid game for the Bears and dropped the football.
And that's not the quarterback's fault. That was right in his hand.
Boy, we dodged the bullet there. You're right, Billy. That quick slant by the outside receiver had inside position, wide open. Harris got the ball to him, unable to catch it. Very, very fortunate break for A&T. 2nd down and 10.
See what the Aggie defense dials up here. Morgan State again, they are moving right to left. All at the 26-yard line. Tight end goes in motion from left to right. As Harris has the snap, he's going to throw. Stands back, now going to fire, and has a receiver, and it is caught between double coverage into Aggie territory, and that is a good catch for the Bears by Baldwin. Dayan Baldwin with the reception.
It was a good pass also. He threw that ball dead on the money. You couldn't have put it any place but there, and Baldwin did a great job.
Gain of 25 for the Bears, who have gotten some timely throws from Harris so far this evening. Just 5 of 17, or now 6 of 18 for 76 yards. Harris looking again, overthrew his intended receiver, looking for his tight end down the right seam, and he overthrew the intended receiver, Jack McCracken.
That time the Bears had 2 receivers open. Back flared out of the backfield, and he was wide open on the seam. Of course, the tight end released up the middle. He was open. Fortunately for A&T, the pass was incomplete. 2nd down and 10.
Ball is a gain at the A&T 49-yard line. We played 1 minute and 56 seconds here in the 4th quarter as A&T has the 13-10 lead over Morgan State. And we have some movement on the line. It's been a plethora of false starts against Morgan State. Let's see if, in fact, that is the call. That is the way the Aggies are pointing.
You know, once you get in that set position, you can't move. And that's another 5 yards.
8th penalty of the ball game for Morgan State.
Big break for A&T. 2nd down, 15 yards to go for a 1st down. Aggies probably anticipating pass.
And let's see what the Bears have in mind. They have it at their own 46-yard line after the penalty. Harris drops back, fires, has a receiver caught. 45-yard line. Abram and Darden in on the tackle. And his forward progress, and again, Holmes, they come back to Holmes. He makes the reception this time, and his forward progress is going to be marked at the Aggie 44.
Again, Aggies in man-to-man coverage on the outside. Defenders keeping the receiver in front. Big 3rd down play. 3rd and 5 for Morgan State. The ball is on the 44-yard line of the Aggies.
4 receivers, 3 to the near side. Holmes is split wide left for Harris. Drops it now. Pass is caught on the far sideline, and let's see where the forward momentum is going to be marked right at the 1st down marker at the 39-yard line. I think he has enough.
You're right, Don. As you said, 3 receivers at the top of the formation. Inside, other 2 receivers ran a clear-out route. Inside receiver ran down and out. Nobody there for A&T. Nice throw and catch. 1st down, Morgan State.
Well, Morgan State on the move. They have definitely had their moments against this stout A&T defense. They've rushed for about 130 yards against A&T. Harris drops back under pressure. Now going to run with the football. Plenty of room to run. Breaks a tackle and is finally cut down as he got across the 30-yard line. Deion Jones making a good play for A&T as Harris had plenty of room to run.
DeAndre Harris has done just an exceptional job at quarterback tonight, knowing when to keep the ball, when to release it. That time, couldn't find an open receiver, kept it, picked up enough yards where he finds himself now 2nd and less than 1.
And the give is to Riggins. Riggins has a 1st down as he's going to be chopped down at the 27-yard line after a gain of 3.
Morgan State doing a very effective job of running the football against this Aggie defense. Something that we're not used to seeing, but they've done an excellent job, especially when they had to. Chains are moving. Morgan State inside A&T's 30, 1st down.
Ball at the 28-yard line. Harris loses the football and has to fall on it at the 36 of A&T. That's going to be a loss of 8.
What a break for A&T that time. Low snap from center. Harris couldn't bring it in. Just said down, loss of about 8 yards. We're looking at 2nd and 18 for the Bears. Ball is back on the 36-yard line of the Aggies.
Seems like when the Bears have had a second and long situation, they've gotten a chunk of yards back. Let's see if the A&T defense can hold them this time. Ball, again, back at the 36-yard line. Harris once again has the snap. Harris fires, has a receiver, and it's incomplete. And his intended receiver had to go sky high to try to bring it in. Baldwin, and had Baldwin been able to bring that in, he would have gotten back a big chunk of yards.
Fortunately for A&T, was unable to bring it down. As you said, down the ball was a little high, and he was unable to control it. Here we go, third down.
Harris, 8 of 22 for 91 yards, 1 interception, no touchdowns. He's also carried the ball 16 times for 45 yards. He's dangerous. He had a good game last week against Albany, 2 touchdown passes and no interceptions. Harris has the snap, pitch toss left. Here comes Riggins. Riggins is hit and dropped as he got across the 35-yard line. Well shy of a first down, as an excellent open field tackle for the Aggies by Antoine Wilder.
Strange choice in terms of play selection that time.
That was a strange play, Al.
You needed about 17 yards. They're going to try a 51-yard field goal.
So a 51-yard field goal by Alex Rhea. Off the left hash, snap, hold, kick is on the way. It's got the distance, and it is good. Wow, 51-yard field goal for Rhea. And as a matter of fact, the regular field goal kicker is Nicholas O'Shea. So Rhea attempting his first field goal of the season from 51 yards, gets it to go, and we are tied at 13 apiece with 9:18 remaining.
That's his second one, Don. He kicked one in the first half.
He had plenty of room, but what a field goal by Reyes.
In the second quarter, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Right.
So we got 9 minutes and 18 seconds, and this game is tied, gentlemen. What a ball game.
Well, we got to give it to the A&T defense because they, a bad snap cost them some yardage, couple of illegal procedures.
So don't be just anybody. Be limp-worthy. Goodyear, more driven.
Let's see what Malik Wilson tries to do this time. The ball the last 3 times has been kicked into the end zone, and he has brought it out. Each time, the last time he was able to bring it out for a 37-yard return. Of course, if he downs it in the end zone, it comes back out to the 25. So Rhea, who just kicked the 51-yard field goal to kick it off for Morgan State, kicks it deep.
He won't run that one back.
Over Wilson's head and through over Amos Williams' head and through the end zone. 9:18 remaining here in the fourth quarter. North Carolina A&T 13, Morgan State 13 here from BB&T Stadium.
Well, if you're the Aggies in this situation, Billy, I tell you, I'm challenging my offense here. Morgan State has come back to tie the game. We got 9 minutes and 18 seconds to go. I'm going to challenge that offense. It's time for us to stand up. And let's see if the Aggies can answer the challenge.
First and 10 for A&T. They're moving left to right. They have the ball again at the 25-yard line. Carter out of the gun has it. Pass is caught on the left side by Wilson. Wilson picks up about 2 yards to the 27.
Again, a little slip screen to the outside receiver. And as you said, well defended by Morgan State. Only a pickup of a couple of yards. Second down and 8 for A&T.
Carter out of the gun. Ball is at the A&T 27-yard line. As Hill comes in motion from right to left, Carter rolling to his right. Now he's looking, he's going to escape and run with the football. Running far sideline, breaks a tackle, 35, 40-yard line, and runs out of bounds close to the 40-yard line. That's going to be a first down, Aggies.
big-time play by Khalil Carter that time. Looking to his right, trying to find an open receiver. Nobody was there. Reverse field, went back to his left, which was the wide side of the field. Able to get outside, picked up a big first down for A&T.
Just the 8th first down of the ball game for North Carolina A&T. It extends the drive as he picked up 9, and A&T has it at its own 37-yard line. Two-back pistol for Carter, and the give, it's a keeper by Carter. Carter across the 40-yard line, 45-yard line, and ridden out of bounds. A penalty marker comes out late as he goes out of bounds into Morgan State territory at the 45.
I mean, but that was way late there. May have been a legitimate call, but that was a late flag.
This is a big call there, Billy. That was a beautiful job by Carter that time on that to read option. And we're going to get a penalty against the Aggies for holding.
So is this going to be a spot foul so that some of the yardage counts since it was thrown?
It's a good point because the flag was thrown on the Morgan side of the 50.
So it looks like it will be. It's going to be a spot foul, so some of the yardage will count. So it's going to be first and about 7 for A&T. They have the football at their own 42-yard line. Khalil Carter is the quarterback. As now he looks to the sideline for the play. The play clock is down to 3, 2, 1. And now A&T calls the timeout with 1 second on the play clock. A little bit of confusion there. And we're going to keep it right here. 7 minutes and 24 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. This is a critical possession for the Aggies.
You know, one of the things that's really interesting, Coach Washington made a statement earlier this year that anytime they can get one-on-one coverage on the outside, they feel as though they have the advantage. And the last 2 times the Aggies have come out in formation, they have indeed got one-on-one coverage on the outside. The safeties have rolled up to help in terms of run offense. And so let's see if they can get one-on-one coverage with either Bell or the receiver on the other side, Zachary Leslie, if the Aggies choose to take advantage of it. Here's Leslie. He's got one-on-one coverage. No safety anywhere in sight.
He is split wide right. Carter out of the gun on 1st and 7 for A&T. It's a play fake, pump fake. Carter, he is going one-on-one, looking for Leslie, and Leslie can't hit it. Can't get it. Look like all kinds of contact. Look like the defender brought Leslie's arm down, but no call.
Excellent job that time of Morgan disguising their defense. Roll the safeties up, and just before the ball snapped, they roll both safeties back into a deep cover 2. Safety on Leslie's side rolled over to give the corner some help. As a result, incomplete pass, 2nd down and about 7.
Tariq Irving on the coverage for Morgan State. This time it is Elijah Bell who is split wide left. He has not caught a pass in the game. Pass caught near sideline. Wilson gets a downfield block, 45-yard line, and is ridden out of bounds at midfield, but not before a first down, Aggies.
Malik Wilson that time. Carter with a quick release, got the ball to him. Wilson turned outside. Big first down for A&T.
Ball going to be marked at the Morgan State 49-yard line. We're inside of 7 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. Morgan State 13, North Carolina A&T 13. Khalil Carter is your quarterback for the Aggies. Play fake pass caught this time right side. Wilson breaks 1 tackle, 45-yard line, and it's going to be ridden out of bounds at the 43, so a gain of 6 for the Aggies.
You know, you made a point previously, Don. You know, Elijah Bell has only caught 1 pass this game, and I don't remember him being targeted very many times. So, you know, that, in fact, Bell is coming out
limping.
So we know he's had a bad foot, but Aggies were hoping that he had made a recovery. But anyway, 2nd down and about 4 for the Aggies.
Carter out of the gun, drops back, now going to run with the football, picking his way, bust through across the 35-yard line and brought down at the 30. Another first down, Aggies.
Khalil Carter doing what he does. As we said, he's a big kid. He weighs 230 pounds. He is not afraid to make the big play. Aggies on the move. Ball is on the 30-yard line of Morgan State. Clock's running. 5:47 to go in the ball game.
Gain of 13 for Khalil Carter as the Aggies in business. Ball is at the 31st and 10. 3 receivers all to the near side this time for Carter. Play fake by Carter. Carter going to step back and throw. He's looking down the seam, and it is incomplete. Knocked away. Elijah Bell was the intended receiver, and it was knocked away at the last moment by Irving, who made the good play a couple of plays ago on the near sideline against Leslie.
Well, we got to give those defensive backs for Morgan a lot of credit. They have played an excellent ball game, Donald. That time, looking for Bell one-on-one. But, boy, the defender for Morgan State had great position, and it would have taken just a perfect throw and catch to make that complete. But at any rate, incomplete, 2nd down and 10.
As Carter on the play fake pass caught to Wilson. Wilson gets a great block. 30-yard line penalty marker comes out. And, wow, you had an official that was right here on a wide receiver block, and then you had the official all the way at the 10-yard line that threw the flag.
This is going to go against A&T. Ball was thrown to Wilson. Outside receiver tried to end block, and either he blocked in the back or he's going to be called for holding.
I think, it was Hunt. I think in all honesty, I think he held. It was just the fact of where it came from, and maybe that's just how it goes in terms of the back judge making that call. But he throws that flag 30 yards from where the play happened.
2nd and 20 for A&T. Ball is back on the 39-yard line. 5 clock's running. 5:09 left in the ball game. Tie score.
3 or 4 receivers this time for Carter. 3 to the near side. Carter has the snap. Carter rolling, looking one-on-one for Bell, who's held, incomplete, and no penalty marker is called. Bell was definitely held at about the 15-yard line and no flag.
I agree 100%, Donald. That time at about the 13-yard line, the defensive back for Morgan State grabbed the inside arm of Elijah Bell. No call by the official. As a result, incomplete pass. 3rd down and 20 for the Aggies.
Ball is at the 39-yard line of Morgan State. 4:53 remaining in the 4th quarter. We're tied at 13 apiece. Play clock is down to 3 for Carter, and he has the snap. And Carter has time, fires one-on-one down the left sideline this time, and it's going to be incomplete. Looking for Malik Wilson. The penalty marker comes out late after the play was over. The penalty marker is thrown.
This is going to be an interesting call because it was thrown by the back judge on the opposite side of the field. Now, maybe he had a vantage point. From his vantage point, he could see something that the other official couldn't see, but at any rate, let's see what the call. This is a big call for both teams.
Pass interference against Morgan State.
Big call.
A makeup call, no doubt.
I didn't want to say that, Donald.
Hey, look, it is what it is. A makeup call, no doubt.
I did not want to say that, and it was on the tip of my tongue. But I did not want to say that was a makeup call, but that was strange, there, boy, I'm telling you.
That was a very strange call. Right. I mean, especially from where the flag came. But, hey, we'll take it. Yep. 1st down, A&T. Ball is inside the 25-yard line of Morgan State. 4:46 to go in the ball game.
Man, that is Hicklin that goes in motion. And we had some movement prior to the snap.
It's going to be against A&T.
But, Al, you know, we got 4:46 remaining in the game. And we haven't run the ball lately. We just cannot, we got to run the ball to keep them honest. Except for the quarterback running the ball.
Well, that spread option with Cartwright and Carter has been very successful. But, you're right, Billy. For whatever reason, we've kind of gone away from that. And It could be a product of the Morgan State defense, but here we go. 1st and 15.
A&T has rushed for 120 yards as they have it at the 29-yard line. Carter drops back. Carter going to step up, fires, has Wilson caught, breaks a tackle, running far sideline and brought down just shy of the 25-yard line. At about the 26, it's going to be a gain of 3 for A&T.
Now, I tell you, on that particular play, Cartwright made the chip block and came out the backfield. Nobody came with him. You might need to look at that.
2nd down. Aggies need 12 yards for a 1st down. Need to get inside the Morgan State 15-yard line in order to get the 1st down.
Malik Wilson came off the field after being tackled, replaced by Ahmed Ba, who was split wide right, and we have whistles prior to the snap.
See if there's a penalty or did someone call timeout. Official hadn't. Referee's making his call.
Okay, so a late substitution by A&T, you have to then allow for the defense to be able to match up.
Exactly,
so
exactly.
No foul on that play, but it is 2nd and 12 now for A&T. 3:53 and counting remaining here in the 4th quarter. A&T 13, Morgan State 13. We're at BB&T Stadium here on the campus of North Carolina A&T in Greensboro. 2-back pistol for Carter as Wilson goes in motion to the left. As Carter now rolling to his right, looking downfield. He tosses it in the end zone and overthrows his intended receiver. He was looking for Ba, who had just come into the game for A&T.
Carter tried to hit Ba in the corner of the end zone, but it was slightly overthrown. Big 3rd down play, 3rd down and 12 for A&T. What do you do here, Billy, if you don't go? Do you have enough confidence in your field goal kicker?
And that's why they recruited him.
Big play for both teams. Aggies got to get to the 15-yard line to make a 1st down.
Needing 12 yards. Carter has the snap. He's going to step up in the pocket, rolling to his right, fires, has a receiver, and it is incomplete on the near sideline as he was looking for Ron Hunt, and good coverage by Morgan State. And I tell you what, that is Irving once again. Tariq Irving has made a couple of good plays here for the Bears.
Very impressed with the play of the cornerbacks, defensive backs for Morgan State. They've been very, very sound. That time Morgan State again expecting the pass. Drops 7 guys back in the coverage. Aggies are going to try a 42-yard field goal.
And Ruiz has kicked a 43-yarder this year, his longest of the season. And this is going to be from the left hash. Snap, hold, kick is up. It's plenty long enough, and it is not good. It rolled, it missed wide right. And so we remain tied at 13 apiece with 3:19 remaining here in the 4th quarter. And the Bears take over.
Again, Ruiz had plenty of leg, but it was wide right. We're looking at 3 minutes and 19 seconds to go in this ball game.
Of mastery. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
At 13 apiece, Morgan State has possession of the football. 1st and 10 from its own 26 as they're moving right to left. 3 receivers in the set as Harris has the snap. Harris looking down the right seam, has a receiver, and it is caught at the 45-yard line and lunging forward to the 40-yard line and making the reception. That was Jack McCracken, the tight end, and he's made another big reception earlier in the ball game.
Just a beautiful throw and catch. Ball is now on the Aggie 40-yard line.
34 yards on the reception. Harris is the quarterback. The clock continues to move. 2:43 remaining. The give is off the right side and not much doing. Good defense there by A&T. Cates making the tackle on Riggins. No gain.
If Morgan State were to try a field goal from Where they are now, it would be a 57-yard field goal. We've already seen a 51-yard field goal clear the crossbar with room to spare.
2nd and 9. Harris is the quarterback. And it's a play fake. Harris across the middle, and it is caught.
He caught it.
What a catch. Holmes has had a big game for Morgan State. Caught it right as McCain tried to come and break up the play.
Aggie in man-to-man coverage, as you said, McComb, that quick slant from the slot position, got inside position. Excellent throw that time by Harris. Big first down, Morgan State.
Ball is at the Aggie 28-yard line. Harris, the quarterback, to give up the gut to Riggins. The pile is moving forward, and they continue to push it. Finally stopped at the 22-yard line. So another good gain for the Bears.
1:23, clock's moving. 1:20. Second down and about 5 for Morgan State. 1:14. Morgan is not in any hurry.
Got a good field goal kicker in Alex Rhea, who's already kicked a 51-yard field goal here in this fourth quarter to tie the ball game. Harris has the snap. Harris gives it off on the left side and pushing the pile forward. Riggins continues to move the pile as his forward momentum is finally stopped as the whistle is blown to about the 21-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 1. The clock continues to move. 40 seconds remaining. Morgan State playing for this field goal.
Clock moving inside 31 seconds. Morgan again in no hurry. They have 2 timeouts. They're going to milk this down as far as they can.
Back in the game is Joshua Chase at running back on 3rd down. The give is to Chase off the left side. Chase gets across the 20-yard line and is going to be brought down at the 19. And that's a gain of 4. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and now a timeout is called with 2 seconds remaining. And it's going to be on the foot of Alex Rhea of Morgan State, who's already nailed a 51-yard field goal.
Well, it comes down to this, gentlemen. We got 2 seconds to go. Morgan State with a field goal kicker that's kicked 2 field goals already this game, 1 from 59 yards. When the ball is snapped, it's going to be about, the ball is going to be placed at about the 27-yard line. So that means this is going to be a 37-yard field goal.
"36 yards out. Again, off the left hash. Golat is the holder. 13-13 here at BB&T Stadium as the Aggies' 15-game winning streak hangs in the balance. And now A&T calls a timeout. They try to, as Al said, he doesn't believe in icing the kicker, but A&T trying to ice the kicker. Further, because we already had the TV timeout, which was about 2.5 minutes, and now you take another timeout.
Yeah, a lot of people. It's a matter of a lot of people do believe in, you icing the kicker, and I mean, these guys do what they do, and most kickers that I've been around, these guys don't have, they do what they do. If he's going to make it, he's going to make it, and you can call another timeout if you want, but.
Yep, the Aggies do have one more timeout remaining, so here we go. 36-yard field goal attempt from the left hash by Alex Rhea. Snap, hole, kick is on the way, has plenty of distance, and it is good. And Morgan State is going to walk out of BB&T Stadium with the 16-13 victory over North Carolina A&T as the Bears storm the field, and the Aggies' 15-game winning streak, the longest in all of Division I, is over.
Well, Donald, you got it, and Billy, you got to give Morgan State credit. I mean, they came in here, they played a fearless ball game, and brought their A game tonight, and they were able to sustain their A game for 4 quarters, and had a weapon, especially in that field goal kicker. And as a result, they come away with a well-deserved 16-13 win over the Aggies of North Carolina A&T. What are your thoughts, Billy?
Big win for A&T. We're going to step aside, take a 2-minute timeout, and we're going to come back with our post-game show here on the Aggie Sports Radio Network. A heartbreaker here at BB&T Stadium. Aggie fans are in disbelief as Morgan State defeats North Carolina A&T 16-13. We're back with the post-game show after this 2-minute timeout as you're listening to Aggie Football on the Aggie Sports Radio Network.
Hey, it's Josh Graham here from The Drive, asking what